Tower right there. All right, TV. Yeah. Yeah. And we are ready for the coin toss as the players are at the midfield.
It's coin toss is presented by TTCU.
Let us know how it's going at home. We hope everybody is well and comfortable as we get ready for this District 4A7, I believe, matchup between the Wagoner Bulldogs and the Catoosa Indians. If you joined us right at 6:45, we were talking about Channel 2 News being here, as it seems to be the game of the week. And they have their setup at the north end of the stadium. That is correct. As they are still conferring about the coin toss.
I'll say Catoosa's won the toss based on what I see, and they're going to elect to defer.
Won the toss, defers to the second.
And John, we continue to see that week after week. The team that wins the coin toss elects to defer almost every time. Now
It seems to
that's a change of philosophy over the years.
Yeah, I always wanted the ball.
Yeah,
I want to go score. Put 7 points on the board. We'll see. All right. So if you guys get a little feedback tonight, we do have some wind in the microphones. So don't have any kind of wind on those. May hold my hand over it every once in a while. And if that muffs it, I'll have to speak a little louder. Plus, we've got the public address system speaker about 5 feet from our setup.
Yes.
So
John, I was if the Wagoner Bulldog faithful, a lot of them were logging on to watch our lady softball team go to the super regional final and ended up falling to the Miami War Dogs. That was just almost 24 hours, a little over 24 hours ago. And I thought the same because I'm hearing that in my headset,
Right.
but apparently they don't hear it at home.
don't hear it all. Good.
Hopefully that's still the change for today as the Bulldogs take the field and await the opening kickoff. The Bulldogs playing their fight song. And be honest, John, it's a little thin on both sides of the stadium.
Right. This is a nice stadium. It's a large stadium. I don't know what the capacity is, but there's plenty of room for the city of Wagoner to come and support us tonight, especially on the home side and on the away side. Plenty of seating. But Bulldog faithful are here as we are getting closer to kickoff as the Catoosa Indians run out onto the field in their blacks accented with pink colors, pink numbers for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This is October. So you see a lot of teams support that cause by wearing pink.
Keaton Cole, thanks for logging on. On this same field last year at about this same time, actually, because of redistricting and things like that. This is the second year in a row that
we've been here. I had to look at the schedule a couple times because like we played there last year. Usually you flip and flop, but the way it realigned, and we'll come back up here and play them at home. It's all right as long as they come down to our place, play us twice next 2 years.
Right.
What's fair is fair.
So a lot of pink on the sidelines of the Catoosa Indians with Breast Cancer Awareness Month here in October. And the Indian kicker will tee it up at the 40. Back deep to receive for the Bulldogs is number 2, Decaden Ford. Number 6, DJ Pierce. And on the far side in the far corner is number 3, Matson Swanson.
That's a triple threat back there, Jeremy.
Yes,
I don't think you want to really kick to either one of them because DJ Pierce has run quite a few of these kickoffs back for multiple yards. So
and they don't kick to him. So the up man, number 10.
He's got a hold. He's got a hold, Jeremy.
Number 10 is still on his feet, and he is finally tackled right at the 49. Yes, Avon Goodland.
Number 10.
And so you kick it deep to those 3 that we just talked about, and then on the up man, as we call it, it's Avon Goodland. So pick your poison.
Yeah, pick your poison. And he did a great job of holding the ball. Was very patient on the run back and was able to find a hole there. Good job by Bulldog kick return team on hooking up and staying with their blocks.
So it's 1st and 10 for Wagoner at their own 48-yard line. Charbonneau and Trenton Edward in the backfield. Here's Charbonneau.
Going deep.
Going
first
way
play of the game. He's open
there. That's Matson Swan.
Easy peasy.
And he is in for the score. Touchdown, Wagoner.
How about them apples?
52-yard connection from Charbonneau to Matson Swanson. John, got to shout out to the offensive line there. Charbonneau had all day to throw that ball.
It was like practice against third-team scout team.
Swanson actually had to slow up a little bit
wait on the ball.
to wait on the ball to come to him.
Throwing into the wind.
Yeah, throwing into the wind, and still he caught it about the 10-yard line or so. Awesome. And so that's a 43-yard flat-footed throw.
That's right.
So just like that, the Wagoner Bulldogs 6, the Catoosa Indians 0. And I didn't look at the play clock at the snap, but from the kick to then, from the opening kick to then, it's only been 15 seconds.
How about that?
It'll be number 23, the sophomore kicker, Rhett Butler, and that is through the uprights. A little low, but it was good enough to get through the uprights. Wagoner Bulldogs 7. Catoosa Indians 0.
That's about as quick as a start as you can hope for. A good 30-yard return, 30-yard return on the opening kickoff. I'd say that was probably a 25-yard return and then a 52-yard pass play for a touchdown. The Bulldogs up 7-0.
So there's your pretty good stat line there, John. 1 for 1, 52 yards and a touchdown.
100%, yeah.
So right now, if you're the Catoosa Indians, you're getting hyped up for the game. You're playing the. I'm not sure what we came in ranked for tonight. Number 1, number 2, probably something like that. You're getting hyped up. You're going to take down the number 2, number 1 team in 4A state, and then that happens.
All right.
So what as a coach, what are you telling your players?
Just coach, you just say, we got a lot of football left. Almost full quarters, tongue tied.
Number 99, Zebulon Balalong, is going to kick it away for the Bulldogs, and you would assume since he's out there, he's going to kick it deep, but no, he's going to get a little pooch kick.
Fair catch.
And it is a fair caught at the 30-yard line for the Catoosa Indians, number 3. As Catoosa takes the field on their first chance on the offensive side of things.
Yeah, Jeremy. Last week, the other team, the War Dogs, struck first and scored 7-0.
30-yard.
Yes.
Oh yeah. And then we decided to turn that around tonight, and we strike first. So yes, much better.
First and 10. Here's a quick hit out to the wide receiver, and he makes the catch and plunges forward to the 40-yard line for a pickup first down.
Yeah, good throw by the quarterback there as he set up and threw out to the right side to the top of your screen for reception. And they give him a first down.
High percentage pass and catch there to start out. And that's another thing as far as Catoosa is concerned is you don't have to strike back immediately.
Right.
This is, like you said, there's a whole lot of game left, so just chipping away, and you're getting the ball to start the second half as well.
Oh, we got a false start.
No, we can't do it like that. If you're a Catoosa Indian fan, flag comes in, we'll have a false start against the Indians, a 5-yard penalty back to the 35. It'll be interesting to see how the Bulldogs defense responds to this opening drive by the Indians. Because as you mentioned last week, Miami just rolled down the field, scored a touchdown, and they were up 7-0.
Right. Defense always sets the tone for a ball game. Offense can set the tone for a ball game. Special teams can set the tone for a ball game.
Yes, they can.
Quarterback keeps it snuffed. 32, that man.
Bryce Steele.
Bryce Steele, man of steel. Bo McFarland also on the assist on the tackle for, let's say, a loss of 3.
Brought down for a loss of play by number 32, Bryce Steele.
Loss of 3 with the 5-yard penalty before that. We're at 2nd and 18 now for the Indians.
Interesting, Jeremy. I noticed that the whole offense has on the armbands for the play calling.
Okay.
Even the offensive linemen were looking at the play call on the wrist. That's interesting.
Quarterback looks right, now goes back to the left. And there's a receiver. He almost broke away from McFarland's tackle,
number 12,
but he was able to trip him up. Gets the penalty yardage back, but it's still going to be 3rd and long.
That's the first time I've ever seen that on the whole team. It's usually your quarterback that has the wristband on, and maybe another player. But I mean, they're all checking their cheat sheets on their wrist.
Stacy and Jeff from Rocky Point, America. Thanks for logging on. As we look at a 3rd and 14 for
Still
the
on the blitz. Ball delivered deep. Got a chance. Oh.
And looked like the receiver cut his route off, and the kind of end up looking like the Bulldogs were the intended receiver.
He had a chance there for interception, but it was a tweener. It fell in between the two defenders, the cornerback and the safety. But that'll bring up 4th and long for the Indians as they bring in the punt team.
It'll be number 2, Decaden Ford, standing at his 35. And he'll field it at the 33-yard line. And well covered by the Catoosa Indian special teams.
Yeah, that 3 men down there on the coverage, and we're able to wrap him up with a minimal gain of 2 or 3 yards on the return. So the Bulldogs will come out for the offense on the second possession.
39 by number 12, Braxton Slager.
Coach DJ, thanks for logging on. DJ Pierce's uncle from North Carolina has been with us, I think, all season. He was with us through softball as he has his niece, Josiah Pierce,
playing on the softball team.
is the second baseman, and he was with us throughout all the regional, super regional action last week.
Get rid of it.
Charbonneau, and he is going to be sacked in the backfield for a significant loss. Hung on to a little too long there.
Right, the receiver wasn't open on the original play, so as you check down, you got to find option B or option C, and was there for the Indians, and the Bulldogs just hold them off long enough, so a gain or loss of about 8 yards on the sack for the Indians.
Ball is at the 33-yard line, 2nd and 16, and that is number 16. Trenton Edwards last week was it last week or the week before it? I think he was he out last week as well? No, he was back this week. Yeah, good to see him again out on the field. Picked up a lot of that lost yardage back. And makes it a manageable 3rd and 7 as a flag comes in, and that manageable 3rd and 7 is probably going to be it's going to be a 3rd and 12 now. Illegal procedure against Wagoner. Ball spotted at the 37-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 12. Cheyenne Hammonds saying she's watching from Freedom Point on beautiful Lake Fort Gibson, thanks for signing in. And the rest of the Friday Night Bulldog Nation.
So there was no safety there. We're setting up with a screen.
That's good.
Left side. He's got some speed. Nice move. Pretty close to the first down, about 2 or 3 yards short.
Number 10, Goodland, going to be about 2 yards short. There for a second, John, it looked like it was a perfect setup. The wall there, able to get behind it, but good pursuit by the Indian defense.
So it looks like the Bulldogs are going to attempt this 4th and it's like it's 3 yards, 4th and 3 play. So we got 2 receivers at the top of your screen, 1 down low, and looks like Mr.
Trenton Edward, and he is into Indian territory across the 45 to the 44-yard line. Needed about a little more than 2.
Got it.
Got a little more than 8.
It's nice when you 6'4", 240 Shield Knight tight end, kind of lining up in the wings position or the up back, H back, whatever you want to call it, and leading him in there. Good job,
First and
Bulldogs.
10 for the Bulldogs from the Indian 44-yard line. Here's a little. Oh, that's number 16, Trenton Edward, out in the flat, and had a little room, but just had trouble bringing it in.
It's like got to secure the pigskin first, catch it, tuck it, and then run. So just a little bobble, a little more stick 'em on the gloves.
Coach DJ out in North Carolina, we may have to somehow get you a Friday Night Bulldog T-shirt out there on the East Coast. Here's Charbonneau. He pulls out, looking for Madsen Swanson, and he makes the catch, and a late flag comes in. A great adjustment by Swanson as he had to reach behind to get that one.
Yeah, it's great play design. You just kind of fake the ball inside and then hit him on a quick slant.
Illegal man downfield. And probably with that little bit of a pump fake first, that was that extra time that the lineman went downfield.
Yeah, you're faking the run there. So when you fake the run, a lot of times the offense lineman will walk downfield. You can't go past that 3-yard buffer there for ineligible downfield.
So he spotted at the Indian 49-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 15 for the Bulldogs. Charbonneau, handoff. No, fake. And, just got it got away from him. Again, he pump faked. Shield Knight was wide open.
Yeah, running right down the seam.
Just got out of Charbonneau's grip.
Yeah. Late bringing third down.
Yeah, Shield Knight released down the middle of the field, and the safety I went to the wrong side, and he was wide open, and Charbonneau just couldn't hold on to the ball to deliver the pass. So bring up 3rd and 15 for the Bulldogs here. We're on the Catoosa 49.
Charbonneau dropped it back to pass. That's that underneath screen that we see so much. And another late flag comes in.
Ball's incomplete.
As they're looking for Coleman.
Interesting that the back judge threw that in from 30 yards away. I mean, that flag was sailing.
We'll wait for the Zebras to finish their discussion about what just went on. But it did. I bet that flag sailed at least to 20 yards.
Yeah, it's 20. I was going to say 25 yards. And 2 or 3 on the hop.
Block in the back is the call, and that penalty is declined as it is 4th and 15. 3rd and 15, a little bit of decision. 15 could have taken the block in the back to make it a 3rd and 25, or you decline it, which is what the Indians did, and now it's 4th and 15.
Yeah, if you're Catoosa, I don't think you want to give the Bulldogs another down to possibly make a big play on. That possession was just back and forth.
Yes.
I mean, we got yardage, we got pushed back, we had a penalty, we got yardage, we got pushed back. So a lot of, I don't know, like a tug of war there. It's back and forth.
Balala will punt it away.
Should bounce to the left. Oh, it hit a Bulldog. I think it hit us.
I do too. Let's see what the refs say about it. Oh, they're signaling Bulldog. Did he signal Bulldog ball?
Yeah, he signaled the Bulldogs.
Okay.
I thought it hit number 1, McHenry in the back.
Let's check. Let's check what we're seeing at home.
Henry covered by number 1, Stalin McHenry for the Bulldogs.
Oh. Well, we just missed it. You guys let us know what y'all saw. We thought it would just hit one of the Catoosa players, but The Zebras had better eyes than we did, as we're about, I don't know, what was this, about 100 yards away?
Yep.
75? That's Trenton Edward on the carry.
Right at the middle, number 16, Trent.
I keep going with the
Brought down after a gain of 2 on the play by number 70, Trinell Love for the Indians.
Edward picks up 2 on the play for a 2nd and 8.
Well, it's the first turnover of the game there, so let's see if the Bulldogs can capitalize on that.
Charbonneau on his first carry of the game, and the Indians have bottled him up pretty good there as he crosses the 20 gets inside the 20. He'll pick up 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Back keeper by number 4
for the Bulldogs.
Brought down by number 20, Haven Robbins for the Indians. That'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
So Mr. Heck on the camera pulled up a quick replay, and it confirms it. It did hit the Catoosa player.
All right.
Our vantage point was not as good as the referees there.
He was right there.
It's right up the middle, disrupting things for Catoosa.
I think that ball might have... No, he was able to hang on. That looked really dangerous as there was great penetration from the Catoosa defensive line.
It was actually the safety that came up from the secondary, timed that just right, and was in the backfield before we could even hand the ball off.
Almost took it the other way.
Right. He could have took the ball out of Charbonneau's hands if it was savvy enough.
A loss of 3 back to the 23. 4th and 9 as Charbonneau looks downfield, finds his man. That's Coleman. Coleman at the 5-yard line. And nice route and catch between Charbonneau and Coleman.
Yeah, he was able to sit down in the zone there on the hook route. And Charbonneau was able to deliver the ball right on the numbers. Had a good catch. Good move. Got yards after catch. Gained another 5 to 7 yards probably after the catch.
So it'll be 1st and goal for the Bulldogs at the Catoosa 5-yard line.
Right on the stripe.
We are nearing the 5-minute mark in the first quarter.
High snap.
Trenton Edwards.
He's in.
Touchdown. 5 yards away for the score. Trenton Edwards with his first touchdown of the night. And it's just like that, John. 7 minutes after, almost right at 7 minutes after the kickoff, it's the Bulldogs 13, the Indians 0.
They were fortunate there, Jeremy. A little bit of a high snap from the center. Charbonneau was able to secure it and then hand it off to Mr. Edwards there for the touchdown on about a 5-yard run play for Mr. Edwards.
And as the Bulldogs have pretty much been doing all season, they've been alternating kickers between Balalong and Butler. Butler got the first one, put it through. This will be Balalong to try to put the Bulldogs up 14-0. Swanson on the hold. And that is up and through. Wagoner Bulldogs 14, the Catoosa Indians 0. 5 minutes and 3 seconds in the first quarter.
So Rhett Butler on the first PAT. That means point after touchdown. So he's got 1 point for himself. And then Zevelin Balalong there on the touchdown. Touchdown number 2, he's got 1 point. A lot of times, Resker could be one of your leading scorers.
Yes.
If your football team puts up a lot of points, you'll get point after touchdowns, extra points, as we call them, and field goal kicking. You can sometimes become one of the top scorers on the team.
Checking our social media page.
Quarterback Club would also like to thank their
Janet Watkins, we appreciate you logging on. Watkins said picture and sound is great, so we're going to keep our fingers crossed for the rest of the ball game. Be sure to let everyone know that we're here live at Catoosa Frank McNabb Field in Catoosa, Oklahoma, and want to give a shout out to Mary Rowe, one of the Friday Bulldog sponsors. Tagged us in a post earlier today. Had a brand new pink Bulldog shirt.
Oh, that's cool.
I believe she said her grandson may have gotten it for her, something like that. So
that's really cool.
Yeah, said her 12-year-old grandson bought it for her.
How about that?
So she's showing it off today.
Indians by the ball.
Awesome. The kid has the
well done, grandson.
Catoosa Indians will have the ball 1st and 10 on their own 34-yard line. Catoosa from the shotgun. The man in motion will take it on the jet sweep, and he is caught in the background. Literally caught.
That's right.
Yes, he tried to kind of jump through, and that was Gavin Miller.
Gavin Miller, number 42. 6-foot senior, weighed 205 linebacker. Was able to secure the tackle for 2-yard loss.
2nd and 12 from the 32 for the Catoosa Indians.
So we got Bryce Steele, number 32 there at linebacker. Kel Charbonneau at linebacker. So get back to you in just a second.
Looking at his tight end makes the catch, and that's Coleman on the reception. At least it looked like it came from the tight end position.
Right. Junior Brown for the Indians.
Junior.
Brought down by number 26. That bring a 3rd down.
Ball is at the 39-yard line. 3rd and a long 5 for Catoosa.
Catoosa going double tight formation with 2 up to the top of your screen, single back and shotgun.
Quarterback rolls to his right, and just miscommunication there, John.
Right. Yeah, receiver was going inside, and I think quarterback thought he was breaking to the outside on an out route. So it looks like Catoosa has made the decision to send in their punt team. 4th and 12.
And that means the ever-dangerous number 2, Decaden Ford, for the Bulldogs, back to receive this punt. He'll stand at about his 31-yard line, awaiting the Catoosa punt. A little bit of a high snap. Punter able to secure it. End-over-end kick. And as far as return, pretty effective, but we'll see where it's actually spotted, as it might be closer to the 40.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's 40-yard line. He's waiting on the...
Number 30, Michael Blendowski.
Surely it's not there.
I think it's a failed communication.
Woo.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a bad spot. I'm not going to speak anymore on that.
All right. So we are going to place it at the 27, and by we, I mean they.
Yeah. It's all about angles sometimes, and I guess we had the wrong angle. So.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from their own 27.
We got a big hit. Oh, got him. Shoestring.
Yeah, that was a good
Right,
open field tackle. Had a blocker on him and still made the tackle for the Indians as Decaden Ford took the jet sweep.
Yeah, I thought that was going to go big around the left side. I saw Benson McGreen for a little while. Defender was able to grab just enough of a foot or shoe or an ankle to trip him up.
A gain of 5 on the play to the 32, 2nd and 5 for the Bulldogs. That's McHenry in motion. McHenry's going to take it. Now it's a little bit of a halfback pass, I guess.
Just get rid of it.
Yeah, he's just going to throw it away, as the Indians had that well covered.
They did. That was an interesting play design with the handoff to him. He is the backup quarterback.
Yes.
So Charbonneau goes down. Mr. McHenry comes in, and he can throw the ball. And that was the plan there. Just didn't happen.
I'm not sure if I've ever seen motion to one side and then turn back the other side for a halfback pass, whatever you want to call it. So the incomplete pass makes it 3rd and 5 from the 32.
He's offside.
Charbonneau looking downfield. He's got a man. That's Swanson.
Yes.
Swanson tiptoes down the sidelines, and it is a catch. Nice play. Charbonneau, for one, put it right where only he could get it, and Swanson makes a great play on the sidelines.
He probably got both feet in bounds, but in high school, you just need to tap one toe in, and it's good. So great pickup on the play. Great throw, Charbonneau. Great catch.
Bulldogs are already up at the line to the Catoosa 39 with a 1st and 10. Charbonneau now looks over to the sideline. Edward goes from his right to his left, and Edward will get the call, and the Catoosa Indians are there in the backfield to make the stop. I believe that's number 78. And he'll tackle Edward for a loss of probably, it looks like 3 to the 42. 2nd and 13 after a great Catoosa defensive lineman have made a couple of good plays, but they just have to be a little bit more consistent.
I'm pretty sure he wrestles. he
did kind of look
that
like
way.
that.
He grabbed him like a grappler and was not letting go. Oh, plenty of time.
Yeah, that's Coleman. No,
Look at the
that's
speed.
Edward. Edward, it looked like the Catoosa Indian was right there to tackle him. He just blew right by him.
He was bolted. I mean, just zoom. Zipped right by him. That's why I thought he was going to take it.
Brought down after again with about 8 on the play.
Acceleration right there after the catch. So can't teach that.
Got to
That's
bring
just
a
a gift.
down and forward for the Bulldogs.
For sure.
The Indian.
It'll be 3rd and about 4 for the Bulldogs.
Oh, we mistimed that. That cost us.
Charnock dives ahead. They'll give him right at the 30. And, John, it is 4th and short. And I think we're going to see the Bulldogs go for it here.
Dad would always just say goose it. That's a quarterback sneak if you don't know what goose it means. The quarterback just gets up out of the center. Whoa, we got a timeout?
Yep.
Timeout Bulldogs.
It took a little while before they even decided to get up to the line of scrimmage, maybe debating on the play call, whatever. And then when they got there, they took the timeout, probably because the 25-second clock was going down.
Okay.
And matter of fact,
It was a
showing
zero.
zero. So we mentioned Mary Rowe, Rowe Insurance. She's one of the corporate sponsors of Friday Night Bulldogs, along with Advanced Orthopedics,
Well, I know.
Cherokee Personnel, Prestige Plumbing, Good Neighbor Realty, Richard Gray, Kevin Grover GMC, More Lancaster AC, Bank First, Apex Title and Closing, and Beth Johnson at Good Neighbor Realty. Those are our corporate sponsors. And John, we've got plenty of sponsors this year for Friday Night Bulldogs, and we appreciate all of their time and energy and funds to help fund the streaming of Friday Night Bulldogs and all of the sporting events that we have done. And how about those elite sponsors?
Yes, we couldn't do it without you guys. We got Shipman Funeral Home. We got Armstrong Bank. We got Smoking Sisters on Main, Bonnie's Flowers, Al Drug. I'm going to pause for just a second while we go for it on 4th down. Charbonneau goes over to the right side and picks it up.
Yeah, no problem for Charbonneau. A little patience there right after the snap. And then he really just leans forward.
Right. Hey, your feet to the
Yep.
If the guard's not moving his feet, can you to the tackle?
There you go.
Just keep working your way to the outside as long as you're going forward. So Bulldogs with a power formation here. Got everybody on pretty much the line of scrimmage.
1st and 10. Here's Trenton Edward on the jet sweep, and he's down the sidelines, finally shoved out of bounds. I think we're going to have a holding call.
Yeah, we got a flag thrown in pretty quick. Preliminary call is holding against the Bulldogs. So to continue with those elite sponsors, we've got Wagoner County Abstract, Meats and More, Smoking Sisters on Dewey. Then we have Blue Sky Bank, Arvest Bank, and Aspire Health. Pretty sure I said Armstrong Bank earlier, but I'm going to just double check just in case I missed it because I was interrupted in the flow.
It is a holding call, 10 yards from where the spot of the foul happened. So it'll be 1st and 20 from the 38 as we're under a minute to play in the first quarter. Charbonneau from the shotgun. Here's Trent.
Double reverse.
Here's McFarland. McFarland still on his feet. That's number 78 that we talked about a couple of plays ago, making the penetration in the backfield and trips up McFarland.
All right. Bulldogs went with a little razzle-dazzle there. Had everybody, all 11 players in the box, as we say.
Yeah.
And went with a double reverse there and just didn't have enough room to run it. Usually got to spread out a little bit more. That to work, but we gave it a try, and Catoosa was able to snuff that one.
Melody Saunders, appreciate you logging on. It's Charbonneau, looks underneath.
Nice catch.
That's Ford, Decaden Ford, inside the 30 and dives ahead
Number 2,
to almost the 28, getting a lot of that penalty yards back.
That was a great pickup, great throw, great catch by Mr. Ford. That's the ending. That's the end of the first quarter, Jeremy. As we got the Bulldogs up 14-0 here in Catoosa, Oklahoma, on a beautiful Friday night. Got a half moon up there to the south. We've got one of the planets over the Hard Rock.
So it's Wagner 14, Catoosa 0.
Nominated
John, I believe that was, well, I guess we're still the third possession of the Bulldogs. And then obviously scored on the first two. And that was just the first quarter. It seemed like it went by really fast.
Right. It did go by fast.
Elbow Duncan, thanks for logging on from Soonerland, Norman, Oklahoma.
Congratulations.
Calvin Jones saying, let's go Dogs.
Thank you.
We're seeing the Dogs going pretty much full speed. As of right now, besides number 78 for the Indians, making a couple of big stops in the backfield. Other than that, it's been more penalties.
Right. Yeah, it's been a lot of penalties tonight. A lot of laundry, a lot of yellow hankies on the field. Referees are they're sitting loose in their pocket. Hey, there's Melody Saunders saying hi, everybody, on Friday Night Bulldogs. Hey, Melody, glad to have you.
Third, we'll call it 11 from the 29. That's Edward in motion.
Catoosa on the blitz.
Will keep it. Makes one tackler miss, and two other tacklers get him as he gets to the 23-yard line. It'll be well short of first down yardage, but it'd be about 4th and 5 from the 23, and you pretty much bet that we're going to be going for it.
Yeah, let's go for it. So good job by Charbonneau making the adjustment as he saw the blitz coming up the middle and was able to shift out to the left side of the field, which is the near side, the bottom of your screen, and able to bring up a 4th and 5 for the Bulldogs.
It'd be a 40-yard attempt into the wind, I believe.
I'm thinking chill night on the post route.
Charbonneau
wide open.
Edward, and he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown Bulldogs. Charbonneau to Edward for 23 yards, and the Bulldogs are up by 3 scores with was that the first or second play of the second quarter? I believe that was
second play.
Had to be the second play.
Second play, Charbonneau ran to the left.
We're down. Yes, we're down 46 seconds. So there's no way one play took 46 seconds. Yeah, forgot about the.
We're missing a man,
Charbonneau keeper.
Here we go.
Yep, here we go.
We only got 10. We need 11. Looks like that's Von Holt out there. So Dax Griffin. No, he's not snapping. I'm sorry. Carson Klinger?
Either Klinger or it might be Colt Stroud.
Okay, on the snap.
Rhett Butler with the kick, and it is good. I believe it's number 60 on the
Colt Stroud. Okay.
Stroud.
Was Klinger earlier in the year?
Yep. Butler goes 2 for 2.
Continue through our football season.
And
we are reminded that
I think we'll see him kick it away. It seems like it's been alternating back and forth between extra points and kicks. Now I think they're doing an extra point back-to-back with the kick, and then Bilal comes in.
I need to pay closer attention.
Some of our teammates and families. Important that we raise awareness, encourage
11-14
and provide support for those who are fighting the battle every
left
day.
In this second quarter.
Tonight we wear pink in honor of the courageous individuals who have fought
the
for our
Catoosa
currently
Indians,
fighting
21-0.
It's more than just a color; it's a symbol of strength, unity, and hope. We encourage everyone to join us in supporting this cause, whether it be wearing pink, donating,
just as we were saying that, John, it's Bilal out there, so I guess
keeps us guessing. Coach Condit keeps
maybe
us
it's a coin flip. Who knows? Bilal tees it up at the 40.
He's got a little bit of wind behind his back.
We may see this one go into the end zone.
He drives it.
And it's going to be caught at the 8 and returned from there.
That's a block in the back. I didn't call it.
McHenry will be the first to get it. Get him. And that's a pretty good return from the 8. About a 22-yard return. They'll spot him just shy of the 30.
Brought down by
yeah, they're going to spot it at 29. That's where Catoosa will have it 1st and 10. Pete Wyatt, watching from Newmarket, Tennessee. He's a Kel Charbonneau fan. I believe he said it's his. He's the uncle of Kel Charbonneau. Chris Cravat coming in from Locust Grove. Chris, former Bulldog for back in the day. As the Indians have a 1st and 10 on their own 29.
Boom!
Oh, I think the quarterback saw that. He pulled the ball out.
Yeah, he's like there was a Bulldog brick wall there.
5, Brogan O'Neill.
By Gavin.
Yeah, Miller with the
Miller.
tackle, and I
Shield
didn't see
Knight
who blew it up in the backfield.
It was quick.
42.
Yeah.
It was quick. Down at top 13, the Indians.
A loss of 3. Back to the 26. 2nd and 13 for the Indians.
No, picked off.
That's McFarland.
Take it to the house.
With the
six.
Woo! Number 9, Bo McFarland.
Intercepted and returned for a.
I was going to say he jumped around, but he really didn't jump around.
It was almost right in his breadbasket.
I obviously read quarterback's eyes and kind of sneaking in on that. And there was a little bit of debate on whether he would make it a pick 6,
right.
but he goes in for the score, and it goes from bad to worse for the Catoosa Indians.
How about that? Bo McFarland with the first interception of the evening and takes it back for what we call a pick 6. Still McHenry.
Throws it off to the left. That's Swanson, and he picks his way in for the 2-point conversion. McHenry coming in on the extra point. And I believe he's kind of the one that decides, looks to the sideline, decide whether they're going to go extra point or 2-point conversion.
Yeah, I think they have probably about 3 or 4 different options on that from what I've seen during the year. They can either run it, throw it. We've seen him throw back to the center when Shield Knight snaps it. That was an interesting play. I don't remember which game that was. We were at home, but Shield Knight was the snapper. He snapped it back to McHenry, and then Shield Knight was actually eligible for the pass because he was the end man on the line of scrimmage. So you got to know the playbook and the rules in order to do something like that. You know, in the old days, they'd call it the old center pass.
And Rocky, appreciate you logging on and letting us know that. The laptop that we're using is going back and forth between a top chat option and there's a live chat option. So hopefully we're not missing anybody. Brittany Fimple saying that she's a proud senior mama of number 14. So we appreciate you logging on. Brittany as the Bulldogs in command as Rhett Butler kicks it away. Kicks it deep, fielded at the 5-yard line by the Catoosa Indians. He crossed the 20, and look who's down there to make the stop again, back-to-back kickoffs. That's Simon McKinley. Fresh off that 2-point conversion throw.
That's right. Doing it all tonight. Special teams. Butler put all of his 150 pounds into that kick because he got behind that one and towed it. Hard line.
I'm going to be honest here.
That's pretty generous. He's not 150. He's not 150. Maybe with a helmet.
He's a buck and maybe a $20 bill. He ain't a $1.50.
That looks better in the program.
1st and 10 Indians. And it's going to be 1st and 15.
Got somebody moving in pink.
That ball foul legal procedure against the Indians.
The only bad thing about the pink, it does stand out. So it'll definitely catch your eye.
There's no high
flinch. You don't want to wear that deer hunting.
Right. 1st and 15 for Catoosa at the 19.
We got 5 wide here, Jeremy, so they're looking to throw with a quick hitter. And found Von Holt.
That's a good pickup on a 1st and 15 play.
So number 25 in there.
I think that's Javon Miles.
Javon Miles, okay.
Javon Miles.
Is he playing nose guard?
Getting into the that's where he is. Getting into the starting rotation as the quarterback throws it away. And number 12, I mean, it almost goes without saying anytime there's a pass play.
Putting a 3rd down and 6 for the Indians.
The pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, he knows how to.
That's Alex Shield Knight.
Yeah, he knows how to turn up the heat. Now we've got number 56 in there. That's Von Holt, and then also Shield Knight on the end. Got Steele at linebacker, Charbonneau at linebacker. The Catoosa goes all spread again.
On a 3rd and 6. Looks downfield.
Got a man.
Oh,
right
he had him there.
hands.
Quarterback put it on the money, and he may have seen McHenry headed towards him.
Right, that's number 11 for Catoosa. It was right in the midst.
For the Indians.
And just wasn't able to secure it. Fortunate for Wagoner, because that would have been a really nice gain of about 30, 35 yards just on the catch alone.
So it'll be 4th and 6 for Catoosa from the 28-yard line. Clock stopped at 9:44. Oh, and we got a little confusion on.
They're missing a man.
Yep.
They're going to run out of time. You don't need to call a timeout, though.
Yeah, the clock is at 0. And did they get a timeout called? We're waiting for the official signal. No, they did not. They'll take the 5-yard penalty.
Delay a game on the Indians.
5-yard will place the ball at the 23-yard line.
So this is what you call a short field on the return. If we can catch this ball as he's punting into the wind, catch this ball and stay locked up with our blocks, he's got a chance to do something with it.
That's a good punt.
It bounced the Bulldog direction. Had a little backspin on it. So they'll down it at the 40. The Bulldogs. I'm sorry, Catoosa 42.
So, John, you were talking about that short field that reminded me last year here at Catoosa. Told McFarland, I believe, returned to about that spot for 6.
Right.
So McFarland, again, if I remember correctly, had a big game that week, and we just saw him have a pick 6. So McFarland, he loves Catoosa.
Playing against the Indians.
Playing against the Indians. Here's a 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Charbonneau.
Plenty of hit as he throws.
Yeah. That should not be a live ball, and it's not. It's blown dead.
It's number 70.
He had a lot of time, and just when he threw it, guy hit his arm. So, John, we've seen the Catoosa Indians make several nice plays on defense, and then the next play they give up 20.
Right.
Incomplete pass, 1st and 10 or 2nd and 10 from the 41. Charbonneau this time is going to hand
big hole.
Take shot speed. The 22-yard line, but he picks up 1st down yardage and more. This is Williams' first carry of the night.
That is his first carry, and what a good one it was. Picked up about 25 yards over the right side of the Bulldog offensive line. 20 yards, 17, 18 yards.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from the Catoosa 23. Charbonneau into Swanson, threw it behind him.
So that's a quarterback fake run, just takes a couple steps up into the line and then looks for the slant route. Actually threw it behind.
We've seen that a couple of times tonight already, John. And not really used to seeing that. And now they're play action, different things like that, but that's been 2 or 3 times that's happened.
A lot of times that will freeze up the linebackers because that'll lock them in to stay there at the line of scrimmage instead of dropping into coverage. Quick whistle here. Oh, good thing.
Yeah.
Good thing for Catoosa. They blew that one dead. That would have been 6.
Well,
that would have been Tayshawn Williams in the open field, 1-on-1,
right,
with 23 yards to go. I would have bet, if I'm a betting man, I would have bet he would have scored.
Yeah. So, timeout on the field, 2nd and 10. As we get, we're going to try to get
to go visit nothing.
We'll try to get caught up in our chat room just in case we missed anybody.
So there's a top chat and the live chat.
Yeah.
And they're 2 totally different conversations. It makes it a little tricky for us.
It does.
Why can't we just have one chat?
So let's see. Carla Johnson-Smith saying go Bulldogs. Stephen Freeman. Libby Lamberson, we talked with her last week. Appreciate you logging on, Libby. How about Sherry Henderson? Annette Walker. watching from Moore, Oklahoma. We remember Miss Annette, DJ's aunt. Scott Ballard. I know a Scott Ballard, and I'm sure that's the one I'm thinking of. Logging on from Wagoner tonight as the connection from Charbonneau to Swanson.
Swanson.
Close to, and it pick up the first down to the Indian 15-yard line.
J.C. Richardson.
Neil King.
11.
Beth
on the
Brown.
Dogs out of the ball. First down and 10 from the
Beth
Indian.
Brown.
11.
I don't know if she's giving us a compliment or she's making fun of us.
Well, we've got two computers now. So we've got one on the top chat and one on the live chat. But one of them is for Mr. Haddock because he uses a camera. That's kind of his monitor.
Yep.
So we have to sneak peek over there once in a while.
Tayshawn Williams, and is that number 70? Nope.
No, 6.
Yeah,
linebacker.
Who's made a couple plays in the backfield as well. But Beth was saying that we're called us diplomatic toward the refs. So Adrian Maxwell logging on. Brett Green. Brett is regular. And when he can't make the games, he's logging on. James Stevens, thanks for logging on. How about John LaFay saying, hi, Dad, the dad of Matt LaFay, which, John, you know.
Okay, yes.
Matt and Cindy LaFay.
New to Wagoner this year, coming from Miami.
Yep, and they are both teaching at Wagoner Middle School, where John and I both work. Here's a pass into the end zone.
Yeah, they called it.
Shield Knight, yeah. Shield Knight, so he sold it a little bit. But
little out there in the end zone for the Catoosa defender. I mean, he's probably looking at from here. He's probably 5'8", 5'7", guarding a 6'4", 240 tight end. You're going to do whatever you can to try to defend that.
So, John, Matt's dad, saying hi from right here in Tulsa. Christy French, that says that must be Mr. Page alongside Mr. Holmes. So,
there we are, teaming up.
Christy French. Also teaching at Wagoner Middle School, logging on. Jamie saying Bulldog strong. Yeah, we'll try to make a little bit of adjustment if the sound is not
right up
going
the middle.
right.
Tayshawn Williams for the touchdown.
He was in. Yeah,
he's in.
Looked like he was in by far, but he pounces on it just in case. Spun around there at the as he crossed the goal line and the ball came out. But either way, he was able to jump on it. So
touchdown. The ball, all it has to do is cross the plane, and then you can drop it.
Yep.
Or fumble it.
Roger Duncan logging on as well. Thank you guys for supporting the Wagoner Bulldogs as Rhett Butler will go with the extra point. I believe this will be
third.
Yep. 3 for 3 for Mr. Butler. 2 for 2 for Mr. Belong.
Right.
And the Bulldogs, with 7:50 left in the second quarter. Oh.
Well, we got a 2-point conversion on one of them. So
Butler 3 for 3. I think Belong 1 for 1.
There we go.
Then with the 2-point conversion, the Bulldogs 36. The Indians 0. Again, 7:50 left in this second quarter. Kathy Nichols, Brian Peck, thanks for logging on. As the Bulldogs
got 36 here in the first half. I'm refreshing my screen just that way in case I see some more.
I think maybe the order is coming in a little different.
Right.
So Belong teeing it up right now at the 40-yard line. And I'm saying before the night's over, he's going to get one into the end zone. If they don't call the quick or the pooch.
Oh, the pooch, yeah. We're offsides. We crossed the line before he put the toe to the leather. Little antsy on that one.
So we'll back it up 5 to the 35.
Now, Jeremy, I don't know if you've noticed it, but in the NFL on the kickoffs now, they have a different setup for the kickoff.
Yes.
They only have kicker kicking off from the 35, and then both teams, I think they line up on about the 40,
something like that.
Somewhere in there, like 5 yards apart from each other, and the kickoff team cannot advance until the ball is caught. So I think that's to help with maybe head-on collisions and running down the field at 50 miles an hour, or not running down the field 50 yards at 20 miles an hour, and colliding with somebody. So I think it's a safety thing.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out this year, and if the colleges and high schools will adapt to what the NFL's doing.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a big gap here on the right side.
He does, and he's down the sidelines. It looked like McHenry might have been getting held, but 34 is Aaron Arnold.
Arnold. That's right.
And
able to save points on the board there because he was able to sneak on the near side of the field.
Nice return from the to the Bulldogs 49, and that's a 39-yard return. And
they had it sealed real well.
You know, I was thinking last night, John, when we were getting prepared for this game, and thought the Bulldogs would be able to take care of business, and as they have so far, and talking about maybe doing a little bit of quiz bowl for our fans at home, as we have. We may have. No, he's
false start.
Yeah. Well,
Shield Knight, little physical there.
Yeah, the player was focused, so he was in through him, and referees were right there, so it was close enough to the whistle that they. I don't even think they said anything to him, but the
couple mamas weren't happy down below. I had to hear that.
5-yard penalty back to the 46-yard line of the Indians. 1st and 15 for Catoosa.
Pitch to the left side.
Shield Knight, and then number 54, Anthony Harris, finishes it up. And that'll be another loss of 2 back to, now they'll.
Brought down by number 54.
Yeah, we'll call it a loss of 2. It'll be 2nd and 19. 2nd and 20 for the Indians. But as I was thinking about doing that quiz, 34 popped in my mind, and then 99 popped in my mind. And, well, actually, it was first 99 as this play, the connection to the wide receiver. Ford is right there to make the stop. Pick up, get it 5. And now it'll be 3rd and 5. 99 came to my mind at first because we called the ball on number quite a bit
bring up 3rd down
through kickoffs, extra points, and punts. And so the quiz part of it comes along, and we'll see what our fans say at home is the don't answer this yet, John, but I'll let you answer it here in a little bit after this play. The most famous 99 in all sports. I'll let you think about it for a little bit. And for you guys at home, same thing. In all sports.
Football, basketball,
famous 99.
Soccer, hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling. Most famous 99.
Most famous 99. We'll give you guys a few minutes at home. Don't cheat. Don't Google that. But as we have a timeout on the field, 6:31 left in the second quarter.
I'm thinking it's not basketball because in the old days, the referees, you could not have a number on your jersey that was over 5.
Yes, exactly.
Because when the referees called a foul on you, it was always a 1, foul on number 1-4, foul on number 1-5, foul on number 6. So you couldn't have a number higher than
55.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're back to the action.
So it wasn't basketball.
No basketball. So it'll be a 3rd and 15. And here's the quarterback.
He's got a hole up the middle.
Brings it down, going to run it, and just steps over midfield maybe, or right at midfield, is forced out of bounds. And it'll be 4th and long for the Indians, and it looks like the punt team's coming in.
Yeah, he ran out of real estate there as he was going on the right side. Bulldogs had good coverage, and nobody was open. So the quarterback had to scramble, and that brings up another 4th down for the Indians as Decaden Ford, number 2, drops back deep in punt return formation.
Neil, I see you. Said that he looked it up to double check, so he's not gonna confirm the answer, but he said he was right before he looked it up.
Oh, okay.
As the ball rolls dead at the 11-yard line, and John, let me switch positions with you right quick. Going to check this.
Number
Let's see.
Pretty sure I know who it was. Can I give his name?
Well, I think we may have a couple of right guesses. Let's see. Robert Cannon. I know
Robert
you recognize
Cannon, yes.
that. I know you recognize that name.
Yes, Mr. Cannon.
Said men against boys tonight. Is his comment. And let's see who else says it looks like. Okay, the Bulldogs are back at a 1st and 10. Charbonneau.
Caden Ford on the reception. Oh, look at him go. Yards after catch. He could go all the way. He could go.
He might have had the angle on him. He does.
He does.
I can't believe that he was able to get away from both of those guys down there.
And we may have a face mask flag possibly here on the as he was tackled. I see a yellow hanky right there on the 27-yard line.
Once he passed midfield, I thought he was gone, but the Catoosa Indian safety had a great angle on him.
So they talk about angle of pursuit when you're on defense. If you're in the secondary, there's a certain point as the runner's running down the sideline that you took a certain angle to cut him off, and he has been coached well on that angle of pursuit. It was a good job by the Indians to save a touchdown.
How about a 1st and 10 from the Indian 31-yard line?
Waiting on the chain gang here.
You know, they had to run 50 yards just like Ford did.
Offsides. Good job by the Bulldog offense there. The chain gang wasn't even set, and Charbonneau was actually calling the cadence and causes Catoosa to jump off sides. That's pretty savvy.
So it looks like we got a couple of, what I would consider correct answers, because that was the one that came up. Although there's maybe, especially if you're talking just football, there may be a couple of options there, but probably the greatest of all sports, number 99. John, what's your guess?
Wayne Gretzky.
There you go, Wayne Gretzky.
All the way from Canada.
So, John, I see your comment. I would have to agree football-wise, as this is Trenton Edward picking his way through.
First down.
He made reference to the Houston Texan, number 99.
Oh, J.J. Watt?
Yes. Now, some would argue that you could go back further than that. Well, it would be I won't call it a weak argument, but a good argument for a 99. I believe it was Tampa Bay Buccaneer Warren Sapp.
Warren Sapp, yeah, he was a good one. University of Miami in Florida.
So
batted down there at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, there's probably one I could start thinking about. There's probably lots of 99s.
And John throwing in a little baseball there too, saying Aaron Judge.
Oh, Aaron Judge for the Yankees?
Yep. So appreciate you guys logging in, as there's 240, I think it was, as Trenton Edward takes the carry, 232 different places right now watching Friday Night Bulldogs. And thank you for logging on and seeing the Bulldogs just absolutely command this first half. John, literally from the first snap of the game.
Yeah. First snap of the game was touchdown. Charbonneau get a touchdown pass on, what was it, 50-something yards? Oh, nice touch.
Turned his head. You saw it from here.
Shoot.
Coleman looking for the end zone and just turned his head before he collected it.
Mulligan? Can we have Mulligan?
And speaking of famous numbers, how about let's call Kel Charbonneau's number. We'll come back to that. We're going to have belong along. We're talking about him is 99. He is on the field, and he is going to attempt a 36-yard field goal. And this is pretty good distance from college, let alone high school. That kick has got plenty of distance, and it is good. Zebulon Belong he loves and he should. 36 yards.
Dad, you see that? That was me. Honey, I see you. So my wife's famous 399, or my wife's famous 99 is Bear 399. That's a grizzly bear in the famous Grand Tetons National Park. It was everybody that follows the Grand Tetons National Park knows about Bear 399. She's a mama that's probably all close to 30 years old, 25 to 30 years old, and she's had cubs of multiple litters. Last year she had quads.
Oh, wow.
So she's pretty famous. Yes, honey, I thank you.
Wagoner Bulldogs 39. Catoosa Indians 0, 4:33 left. Brenda Barney, I see your text, and she said Google says Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, Wayne Gretzky.
So if it's Google confirmed, I guess we ought to go with it. But before that field goal, and after this little pooch kick by Butler,
it's going to hit.
It is.
Fly ball.
And finally collected at the 20-yard line.
God, that's so effective.
And the Bulldog special teams. I won't give it a 1-yard return, but that's it.
Yeah, that's so effective. He's done so well with that. He's got the right distance just to drop the ball in where the Catoosa Indians are not. If you're an English person, you could say ain't. Because I think ain't's used enough these days.
Sure.
But yeah, he kicks it where they're not, and it takes a hop, and he actually had trouble fielding that ball.
Yeah. Yep.
Bobbled it a couple times before Wagoner was able to tackle him on the Catoosa 22. So they'll come out again on offense, see what they can muster up with 4:28 left in the first half.
So, John, obviously another number that we call frequently throughout the games is number 4, Kel Charbonneau. So how about the most famous number 4?
Oh, I got to think about that one.
Now, immediately what jumps in my mind this time, not hockey, immediately what jumps into my mind is football, but I don't know if that's the most famous number 4.
Yeah, that's true.
Here's a catch and
look at that speed.
Race to the end zone.
He just left every Bulldog in the dust.
Yes, he did.
Woo! Number 11 there for Catoosa, taking it all the way. Oh, my goodness. How far was that?
That was 77 yards for the score. And that is what you call a curl route. As he caught and he curled around, and the Bulldog bit, and now he's on the races down the sidelines.
Yeah, he took it down the Catoosa sidelines and just ran it to the house. He's going to look for a little oxygen on the sidelines, I think, once he comes off.
Yeah. He just ran 70. Well, after the catch, it was probably a little 7-yard curl. So at least 70 of those 77 yards, he was on a sprint.
Right.
Extra point attempt for the Indians, and that is good. With 4:15 left in the first half.
Extra point good.
Bulldogs 39, Indians 7, and that'll get some talking points for the defensive coordinator and all the defensive coaches. I'll give them some talking points tomorrow.
Right. So Catoosa able to get on the scoreboard there as they scoring about a 70. I think the ball was on the 21, so that's 79 yards. 79 plus 21 should equal 100, according to my math. Not a math teacher, but I think that is correct. So 79-yard pass play for Catoosa Indians as they get 7 points on the board with 4:15 left in the first half.
All right, Lane. Now I see that it's a cricket player. Ashwin, that's what Google says in his Google.
Number 4?
Probably no. Back to the number 99.
Oh, 99. Yeah, going back. Cricket.
So, which maybe worldwide it probably is true.
Catoosa going with a little pooch kick themselves, and Wagner's able to secure it.
Yes.
Number 25.
25, Javon Miles.
Yeah, it dropped right in there. They're taking a page out of our book, out of our playbook.
Yeah, for sure. So you'll have to pardon the camera work as I'm doing double duty. Mr. Haddock had to take sidestep away for a little bit. So bear with us as we're going to do double time here. So
who says men can't multitask?
Plenty of people say that.
People say that. I think you've gotten pretty good at it.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. We're not good at it, but we'll sure try.
We'll try. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from the 38-yard line. That's Shield Knight in motion. And here,
Tayshawn. Yep, right up the middle.
Dives ahead to the 45,
Number 21.
maybe a little beyond that. And he'll pick up 6 with that play.
I love how he runs north and south when he gets the ball. I mean, it's like hit the hole
33.
and gets past the field. Dad would love that. Run north and south. Don't run east and west. Run north and south.
Ball at the 45, pickup of 7, 2nd and 3. Here's Charbonneau.
Going deep. Oh, my goodness. Blown coverage.
And he literally walks, well, maybe not walks, but trots.
We do have a flag back at the 40. So I'm not really sure what happened here.
Let's go back here to the head ref.
Hands to the face on Katusa. So decline.
So the play will stay. 60-yard touchdown connection from Charbonneau to Coleman. Sorry I wasn't able to zoom in on that, but I did at least follow the ball into.
That was a high floater as it just drifted down the field to a wide open Anthony Coleman, senior 6'2" receiver, gets his. Is that his first? Second.
Had one against the Pirates when we went to Bristow.
First touchdown tonight.
Oh yeah, first tonight for sure.
First for him.
Yeah.
So he gets his name in the paper, as we say. And then here we go, Mr. Butler, number 2-3.
And of course, there's
they're offsides.
There better not be any debate on who the most famous is.
No, there's no debate. No debate.
Now, Lane, if you Google something.
Not LeBron.
Now, Lane, if you Google something from across the world, I'm not even going to acknowledge that, okay?
Yeah, there's only one 23.
But number 23 tonight here at Catoosa, Oklahoma, is Rhett Butler. I believe going to make it 4 for 4 here for him. Swanson on the hold, Stroud on the snap.
It's good.
Yes, it is. Wagoner Bulldogs, 45
to 7.
Catoosa Indians, 3:37, 46 as they add that extra point. So I know we had a 2-point conversion and a field goal, so that would be 41. And is that 5 for 5 for Rhett or 4 for 4?
I honestly can't.
It's going to be 4 or 5 either way. So, all right. So let's catch up with our chat room.
Dave Drake knows.
Yeah, for sure.
Dave Drake's got the stat. So we'll get our score updated here.
Okay, Bud Brady, thanks for logging on. He makes a good point, at least in Oklahoma, for number 4. And, John, I'm sure you can chime in on that. And who do you think the most famous number 4 in Oklahoma is?
Oh, in Oklahoma? Well, since I've watched Oklahoma football forever, the first one that pops in my head is Jamel Holloway.
Yep, and that's what Bud Brady says.
Okay.
Said in Oklahoma, it's either Buster Rhymes or Holloway.
Yeah, Buster didn't play very long. He couldn't keep his grades up, unfortunately.
Did we have it looks like we had maybe an unsportsmanlike? That's a 15-yard penalty. And high kick into the end zone. We talked about Belong Long getting one into the end zone before the night.
Yeah, you prophesized that one, Jeremy. He said you will kick it in the end zone before the end of the night.
Maybe it wasn't quite the way that we thought it would start out, but the ending was the same.
Yeah, he did it. Kick in the end zone.
So that was a 15-yard penalty. So it either had to be unsportsmanlike or maybe a late hit, personal foul late hit. So that's why you saw us kicking from the Indian side of midfield. So, okay, Coach DJ saying Jamel Holloway as well. And Christy, we will show the band. Not sure how much you're going to be able to hear it, but we will definitely show it for the halftime entertainment. As the Bulldogs, there's a fumble on the play. Shieldknight scoop and score.
Number 1-2, Alex Shieldknight on the touchdown for the Bulldogs.
Number 42, Gavin Miller on a backside blitz, blew up the quarterback in the fumble, and Shieldknight was there for the scoop and score.
That's every defensive lineman's dreams to get a defensive touchdown.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's even though he's got offensive touchdowns, it's just something else when you get a scoop and score as a big man and get in the end zone. Love it. Love it.
John LaFay talking about Coleman. He said that was a stroll into the end zone, and then maybe that's the best way to put it on that 60-yard.
A Friday night stroll.
Here's number 99, Balalong on the extra point. And, John, I sure hope that we're pronouncing his last name right.
Right. I think we're pretty close.
Because we say it a lot.
Right.
And that is up and good, 53-7, Bulldogs over the Indians.
In Bulldog Nation, we're still in the first half. We've got 3 minutes and 52 seconds left.
Yep.
And we've been able to put up 53 points here tonight in Catoosa, Oklahoma. And Bulldogs have looked pretty good tonight, I must say. Catoosa did have that 179-yard pass play for their only touchdown of the evening. But that was the highlight of their film there.
Gary McCollum logging on. Lonnie Barney. Okay, I'll go with that. Maybe not the most famous 99. Maybe in football, going back to the 80s and maybe even the late 70s with old Mark Gastineau, played for the New York Jets. I believe he did his whole career for the New York Jets. And so, yeah, another 99 famous, at least in pro football. Here's the kick.
Ooh,
at the
big hit.
3.
Who is that? Is that Bo McFarland on special
I
teams?
think it is. Bo McFarland. And the Bulldogs, looks like they're gaining energy. And
Going down for number 9.
the Indians are just absolutely deflated right now.
Indians
Yeah, we might have to check those Gatorade jugs over there. Those Powerade jugs. Might have a little Red Bull. Kevin Collier, I see your comment. He says working on the vertical garden in Jackson Hole, where they went out to eat lunch, had binoculars so they could see the famous 399 grizzly bear. That's awesome. Yeah, we follow her on social media. She's got her own social media page.
Okay.
So it's pretty awesome. She's kind of laying low right now. They haven't seen much of her. She has one cub named Spirit.
Okay.
Oh, host of Bulldogs in there on the tackle. Been waiting to say that all night.
I believe the only one missing there as far as the front defensive line was Shield Knight. Of course, he's in on plenty of plays, but that was he was kind of the odd man out that time. All right. John, thanks for confirming that. Said that we are pronouncing Balalong's name.
Good. Somebody's got a question for us here.
Uh-oh.
Neil King.
The most points we've scored in a half. Oh, Neil, that
Stuffed. Gavin Miller there on tackle for loss.
42, Gavin Miller.
Neil, it might be this game. At 53, I mean, the crazy thing about it, John, is we even have to think about it.
Yeah, we've done it.
Yes.
We've done 40,
yes,
50 points, I think, in several ball games. I'm not saying it. I'm not bragging. I'm being humble about it. That's picked off by Mattson Swanson.
Yep, Mattson Swanson. He's slung out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
Intercepted by number 3.
And I think the quarterback was just, man, let me get this out of my hands.
He was open.
The pressure was coming.
Yeah, he threw it downfield, had a receiver there, but actually overthrew it. Mattson Swanson did not let the receiver get behind him, and it just fell right into his hands for the INT interception. So another name in the paper for an INT, defensive turnover, Bulldogs.
So, John, how about that?
2 minutes left.
We haven't come back to that number 4 as we have a 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 47-yard line. There's actually plenty of time on the clock for another score. And I would say, Neil, if they do score again before the half, this would definitely be that day.
We're trying.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Swanson. Oh, he just stumbled a little bit. All right. I think he would have had that.
We're sure trying for it. When you talk about famous numbers, yeah, that's the first thing I think of is football. That's just all I've grown up with. Dad was a football coach for years and years and years. That's kind of what I grew up with. My life is centered around the football.
So the Bulldogs have not stepped off the gas pedal yet.
Blitz on the corner here as we go the opposite direction. Good call.
And I think we're either going to have a hold or a block in the back as they get the ball to Goodwin and the flag comes in. 1:45 left. I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. Four is most famous one that I can think of. Well, I'll let you guess first, John. We'll see if we're tracking the same.
Well, I'm thinking cheese country.
Yep.
Cheese heads.
Yep.
Green and yellow.
Yep.
Lambeau Field. Brett Favre.
Yep. Then went purple there for a while.
Right,
and then
went to Minnesota.
And then went white and green after that to the Jets.
Oh, Jets. That's right.
So
later in his career.
That was my guess. That may not be the official one, but here's number 4 for Wagoner, and he overshoots Avon Goodwin. Goodwin actually been pretty quiet tonight, as it's kind of been the Swanson Williams show today.
Bringing up third down that ball.
Well, not quite as famous, but my stepson, Cale Edson, he played at Claremore Sequoia, and he wore number 4.
Okay.
And then my son-in-law, who played at Claremore High School, the Zebras, Trey Dunlap, he also wore number 4.
All right. Leon Dotson saying, "Go Dogs." Jason, I see.
Nice catch, Gavin Miller. Take it. Good job. First down, Bulldogs.
We usually calling Gavin Miller's name on the defense.
Yeah, that's a great catch.
Showing some hands there across the middle
Number 42
into Catoosa territory. Ball is placed at the 41-yard line. And there's still 1:29 left on the clock here, John.
One thing you love about players is when they're versatile and they can play different positions. It's pretty awesome. Oh, a wide open and overshot him.
Just above the outstretched arms of Edward for the incomplete pass with 1:18 left. And
our foot's still on the gas.
Yeah, it definitely is. But Jason was talking about that Catoosa wants to wake up from this nightmare going on here.
Yeah, it's unfortunately still a half to play, and we're still looking to strike. As Charbonneau drops back once again and catches
Anthony Coleman.
He's staying on his feet. Gets a first down for Wagoner.
Dragged down by the jersey about to the 22-yard line. Now, Christy, I'm not much of a baseball fan, so I'm going to have to trust it. I know who Lou Gehrig is. She says that might be. Oh, yeah. Oh, she said that was from her husband, who's in Florida right now. So here's number 4.
Can't seem to break away.
Tackled at the 25-yard line. We're now under 45 seconds in the first half.
And Jeremy, just thoughts and prayers go to all the people in Florida with those hurricanes back to back. Man, that's tough. That's tough to withstand. So thinking about them this week as they pick up the.
Well, we're trying to get that record for the first half, but we got to make the catch first. So incomplete pass.
It's almost a half a dozen drop balls right in the paws, right in the Bulldog paws.
Mario Young, first he was saying, it's a great point, Mario, saying looks like the only team that's going to be Wagoner, as Charbonneau was looking for McFarland, goes into the turf for an incomplete pass. Says the only team that's going to beat Wagoner is Wagoner. And I think that's a great point, at least of what we're seeing these first 6 weeks of football.
Let's go for a field goal here. Let's go for it. So 25 ball will be at the 32. Should be at the 32. So that'll be a 42-yard field goal attempt.
Yeah.
For Mr. Bilal Long. He towed the last one through with ease.
Yep.
So just need a good snap, good hold. Keep your head down, number 99.
I believe it was 36 yards. It's blocked. And
live ball.
It is a live ball, and Katusa finally picks it up. Boom! And is that
Matson
Swanson?
Yeah, delivered a big shoulder to the. Not today.
So, okay, hey, you gotta celebrate something here at Frank McNabb Stadium, and the lights that usually go on for a touchdown went on for a block punt. I got no problem with that.
No problem with that.
You got to celebrate what you can in a game like that. And again, no disrespect to Katusa. I like it.
They got in there and snuffed the kick.
So Mario, I'll love to get you caught up on this, John. I don't know if you're able to see this on your computer, but John LaFay talking about number 4. I'll let you see it because it is autocorrect, but at the same time, this is a family show, Mr. LaFay, and I'm just kidding there. But and then he corrected it, meaning Dak Prescott.
Yeah, Dak, D-A-K.
But when I read that the first time, honestly, in my mind, I was like, you may have had it right the first time. And Mario confirmed that. He said, no, you have it right, because that's what I'm saying every weekend.
Yeah.
So,
probably people have called him that. Oh, a hook and lateral. Didn't fall for it. Tusa going with a little razzle-dazzle there on the Bulldog sidelines as they hit the little curl route. And we always called it the hook and lateral. One receiver runs a hook, catches it, and then pitches a lateral to the tailback that's usually trailing behind. But it didn't work. Oh,
here's a spike to stop the clock.
That was a spike.
1.9 seconds. And again, you want to get back into the locker room, try to regroup 53-7. But you got time on the clock after a blocked punt. It gives you a little bit of momentum. Or blocked field goal, that is, gives you a little bit of momentum, and you're within striking distance at the 27.
Right.
So they've
got 1.9 seconds left. I have a feeling we're bringing it.
Sure does look like it.
Showing blitz. Now we back off. We're dropping coverage.
Quarterback rolls to his right.
He should just throw it in the end zone.
He should, and he finally does, but it is well out of bounds, and will be the end of the first half.
What a
Bulldogs 53, the Katusa Indians 7, as 240 different places right now watching Bulldog football. And I don't ever get tired of saying whatever number is here, John. And
we love it.
Whether it's in the 200s or it's in the 300s. I know for softball yesterday, I think our peak viewing at one time was 347.
Awesome. Oh wow!
And that was for the Wagoner Lady Bulldogs softball.
That was a mid-afternoon work week.
Exactly.
I mean, it was Wednesday. Was it Wednesday afternoon? Thursday afternoon.
Well, the first two games were Wednesday night or Wednesday afternoon, and then the finals, best of 3 series, where Miami was able to sneak away for the win and advance on to the state tournament. But it was a great season for the Wagoner Lady Bulldogs. I believe their overall record ended up being 28-6.
Oh, awesome!
That's a lot of games.
It's a lot of street, yeah. So, Jeremy, we'll probably see if our fans can listen in to the band. We are out of a press box and on top of a press box tonight.
We'll try to put the headsets on the fence, the mics down. Okay. And maybe they'll be able to hear something. You've been watching Friday Night Bulldogs. We're at halftime, and we'll be back when halftime's over.
2024 show, Hi. The performance features tuba soloist Chris Conway, trumpet soloist Waylon Greer. Ladies and gentlemen, the Wagoner High School Bulldogs Marching Band.
Very switcher. Sam. Chris. Look at it. Catch the ball. Better this up. Attention sign. Oh, white sign. Oh, well, I haven't never seen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Wagner High School Bulldogs Marching Band.
Welcome back to Friday Night Bulldogs. We hope that you're doing well wherever you may be. As the Catoosa and Wagoner marching bands have completed their halftime shows, we're able to provide the visual, not much on the audio though, as both teams are just now walking back on the field. So we've got another 3 minutes or so left until the opening kickoff of the second half. And we're trying to catch up on the comments here. Mr. Gaves from Amsterdam, Netherlands, joined us last week for homecoming, and looks like he is back with us tonight in the morning over there.
You're right, definitely.
If I remember, about this time last week, I believe he said it's about 4:20, somewhere around there.
In the morning.
So
about a 7 hour time difference.
Yep. So Peter, we appreciate you logging on and getting up early in the morning. His son, I believe Tim, is number 7 on the Bulldogs, and we hope to get to see him out there on the field in this second half as the Bulldogs controlled the first half from the very opening snap. It was, I believe, a 53-yard touchdown toss to Matson Swanson, and that's what opened up the game, Don.
That's right. The Bulldogs have not looked back. We've been able to put up 53 points, including a defensive touchdown, pick 6, and another defensive touchdown for Shield Knight, a scoop and score. So the Bulldogs on 2 turnovers have got 2 defensive touchdowns in addition to the offensive touchdowns tonight.
Right down next to
I want to say hello to another teacher that we teach with at the middle school, Sherry Moody. Watching Friday Night Bulldogs. Dink and Don Maxey from Waukegan, Oklahoma.
Waukegan?
No, not Waukegan.
No,
honestly, I've never been to this town. Waukegan. Yeah. Lilieta? Y'all are going to whoa. You know, I've pretty much been in Oklahoma all my life, and I've never heard of this town. Kenneth Zachary logging in on that number 4, saying Malcolm Kelly for the Bulldogs.
Zach. Zach.
Rebecca Krause,
OU player for sure.
Logging on, says, "Holy moly" for the Bulldogs. Rebecca maybe just now joining us and looking at that halftime score, and
that's not a typo.
No, it's not. It is not. So I do want to go back and comment that Coach DJ made. He's hoping for maybe a Wagoner Elgin final, as he has a player that used to play for him in North Carolina and moved to Elgin and plays on the Elgin football team. Okay. So he's kind of hoping to maybe see that at least semifinal, final action if cool. Both teams go that far. Gavin Trueblood checking in from New York, upstate New York. Thanks for logging on, Gavin. I hope everything's going well for you. Rick Montgomery saying that kind of adding to Coach DJ, saying, watch out for Elgin.
Watch out.
Elgin Owls, I think it is. You guys correct me on that, but I think it's the Owls. For some reason, that's sticking in my mind there. So, not a OU Texas banter going on, and guessing what's going to happen tomorrow. And right now, you know, sometimes you're just not sure what OU team's going to show up.
Right. Yeah. I've gone down there the last couple of years, and the 1-2 years ago was just totally a nightmare when we were blank 49-0.
Mm-hmm.
That was my wife's first OU Texas game, and that was not the way to introduce her to the OU Texas rivalry. But then we went back. She tried again for last year, and that was one of the best OU Texas games ever. So we were blessed last year with a victory. One of the most exciting finishes, and this year we decided not to go. We decided to just watch it from home and not deal with the madness.
Yeah.
Since Texas was ranked number 1,
sure.
We'll just watch it on TV and hope our Sooners can have a little luck and Sooner magic and pull it off. But, yeah, anything can happen in that game. Anything can happen, but there's nothing like it in college football. That's why I love college football so much. It's just the passion, the pageantry, the passion, the fans, their traditions. It's just awesome. Just awesome.
Say hello to Emily Potts again, teacher at Wagoner Middle School, saying everything looks great. Coach DJ, thanks for that verification. It is the Elgin Owls.
Okay.
As my pastor at First Baptist Church, Mark Pointer, is from Elgin, and I thought I remember him talking about his high school mascot, the Owls. Ryan Brumfield, way to go, Dogs. We agree. 53-7 as we start this.
New kicker.
Okay. Number 11 stepping in to kick it away as Belong
Seth Renner?
Yeah. Belong and Butler both have had plenty of workout tonight. And bobbled at the 19, and now here's the return man trying to get to the outside, and that is Trenton Edward making the stop, along with Elijah Love is also there to make sure he goes no further.
That's really a blessing for Wagoner to have a 3 deep on kickers.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. Got Brett Butler, Zebulon Bilalawong, and then, number 11, Seth Renner there. Seth joining in and on the kicking squad.
And looking at the roster now, I believe I might have said Terry Gabes, but it's Tim Gabes as Peter from Amsterdam. And again, I get excited every time that somewhere that we're not used to, even though that's exciting too. There's the ones that log on every week, and we see time and time again wherever they may be, whether that's in Wagoner, Rocky Point, Toppers, all the places there in the Wagoner area. Yep, Knoxville, Tennessee.
New Hampshire.
Yep, New Hampshire. Haven't seen Connie tonight,
but
haven't seen Connie. Okay, yeah, I'm sure she is.
Yeah, there.
Matter of fact, I did see Dan Carry On watching from Fort Wayne, Indiana. And thanks for logging
Hoosier
on,
Nation.
Hoosier Nation for sure. And I believe H Carry On is his daughter, and I believe that's Heather, the H Carry On, and she's logged in as well. Yeah, it would be nice if we had the game clock also, but it's pretty difficult to stay even with the actual game clock here.
Right.
So we'll keep the score up there, and again, that is not a typo, John, as the Bulldogs 53-7 as we start this second half.
Yeah, we've had nothing but the foot on the gas, and in fifth gear the whole ball game. Offensive touchdowns, a multitude of offensive touchdowns, a couple defensive touchdowns. And the Bulldog defense and offense have looked really good tonight. There's pressure on the quarterback by Shield Knight. He has got himself a sack in the backfield for about a 10-yard loss on the end ends, which will bring up 4th and long. Sure, Mr. Al will be paying attention to that ball game tomorrow, as he is a early signee for the University of Oklahoma.
Yep. It's 4th and 20 as the punter stands at the 1-yard line awaiting the snap. Decaden Ford at about the Catoosa 45 to end over end kick, fielded at the 45, splits 2 defenders and can't get away from the 3rd defender. But John, the Bulldogs actually with their best field position of this game.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm going to take it on the opponent's 38-yard line, heading into the 3rd quarter. So we'll see here on offense if he chooses to keep most of its stuff. We do. I see, pretty much the same starting lineup that we've gone with since the first quarter. So we got Charbonneau on the shotgun. His Shield Knight shifts into the H-back position. Hand off to Edwards over the right side for a gain of 2.
And trying not to miss anybody in our chat room and on our Facebook page. I believe I might have missed Elizabeth and James Evans. And I believe that comment was in support of Bilalawong with that 36-yard field goal in the second quarter. Charbonneau with all kinds of time, rolls to his right, now just throws it away as the pressure finally forced him out of bounds. But, 36-yard field goal by Bilalawong. Butler extra points, 4 for 4, something like that. So we Seth Renner getting his leg warm and able to start this second half off with the second half kick.
Yeah, good job there by the end ends on defense with coverage, and Charbonneau had plenty of time to find a receiver, but nobody was open. So we'll try again here as Catoosa brings a blitz, and Swanson and Charbonneau miscommunicated there. Swanson ran the in route, and Charbonneau threw it to the flag route.
So 10 falls in.
I'll bring up 4th and 8
for the Bulldogs.
Steve Wilson, Super Blue. Coming on for Friday Night Bulldogs as they have week after week.
Another.
Heather, I see your comment. Actually, your dad and I go way back to my days, Walmart Tire Lube Express, while I was going to college between high school and started teaching. And so that's the mid-'90s, maybe a little bit longer back than what I want to admit. But I remember Heather and her sister. If you gave me the first initial, I'd probably be able to remember. But Dan and I go way back. And Dan, hopefully, all is well in the Carry-On family.
All right, Bulldogs went for it on a 4th and 8 and did not convert, so that will turn the ball over on downs to Catoosa. They'll be on their own 36-yard line. A lot of heat there on the quarterback. And there is Mr. Charbonneau in on the tackle.
It's just lucky to get it off.
Right.
Brought down
Yeah, I think he had five white shirts in his face. I would call that an all-out blitz or all-out pressure. Pretty much the floodgates were open as the Bulldog defensive lineman putting the heat on the quarterback.
So a gain of 1 to the 37-yard line. 2nd and 9 for the Indians. There's a handoff over the left side. And the Bulldog defensive line, if they're not getting them, the linebackers are.
There's Shield-Knight and Farland and also Bryce Steele in there on the tackle, looks like. Some of the standard names that we all seem to always call on defense. Bad those stats. Tackles for loss, assists, sacks.
Loss of 1.
Fumble recovery.
Yep, loss of 1 on that play. So it's go back to 3rd and 10 from the 36. Quarterback dropping back to pass, fires it incomplete for a 4th down. John, I apologize on that 4th and 8 play. You talked about the miscommunication there. I assumed that was a punt.
Oh,
because the gap between the receiver and the ball was so large, I thought we just punted it away.
Look, the old quick kick, which I think we've done once or twice, the old quick kick.
So Coach DJ was confirming your statement about the Red River rivalry from 2 years ago. That was his first one.
Terrible.
Said the only thing good came out of that game was the giant turkey leg.
Yeah. You just gotta go to the fair and sulk your sorrow with a turkey leg. Gnaw on that for about an hour. But it's there's nothing like it. We'll see what happens tomorrow. If Texas wins, they deserve it. They're number 1 team in the nation. So we'll see.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs on their own 31. John, it looks like the starting lineup offensively is still on the field.
Yeah, we're still in there.
And as we've talked about time and time again, even going back to last year, yes, they're up 53-7, but looking forward, as Condon and his coaching staff have always been really good at, is looking in the future.
Right.
And these boys have to be in football shape.
Right. That's true.
They got to
get down to the 4th quarter.
Exactly. You got to be able to have the potential. There's always the potential of this going to the 4th quarter. And if you're only playing a half and it's 7-8 weeks in, that 3rd and 4th quarter, you're not going to be at your best.
Right. You don't have the experience there and the reps, as we say, the repetitions. Because last year's state championship game did go all the way down to the wire.
Yep.
Just that one possession.
As we near the 7-minute mark of this 3rd quarter, It's 3rd and 14 as Charbonneau looking downfield, and that pass is incomplete. And typically, John, they go into the third quarter and usually finish out the third quarter, and then we'll see the second and third teamers come in and take over the fourth quarter. Right. Despite the score, we still have 200 different homes, businesses.
Awesome. Appreciate the support.
Perhaps hunting blinds, wherever those 200 may be. We appreciate you guys logging on. As Balalong sails one high on the punt, it takes a little bit of a Bulldog bounce as it's still rolling. And it'll roll dead at the 33-yard line.
One thing you'll notice, as a special teams player myself, I used to be a deep snapper on the field goals and punts. You'll notice that the ball that they use to kick with is one usually older.
Oh, yeah.
It's one that's more weathered and broken in. So the kickers love to have the ball that's not brand new and hard and stiff. They love the one that's been around for a while because they have their own bag of what they call kicking footballs.
Yes.
So as I saw that, when there was hardly any paint on that ball, it was pretty brown. Usually the footballs have a half stripe of white paint around each nose, and that one didn't have much on it at all.
1st and 10 for the Indians from their own 33-yard line. There's a handoff over the left side, and the Bulldog defense is just swarming. They just barely have a chance to breathe. Love and Klinger on the stop for the Bulldogs.
So I see a couple new jerseys in here. I see number 19, Klinger. I see Balalong. I see 14, 34, is that Garen Arnold? Number 1, still McHenry. So do we have some new white shirts in here on defense?
On a 2nd and 10 for Catoosa. Quarterback rolls to his right, makes the connection to number 12 at the 36, pushed out of bounds by Ford, and that's a quick pickup of 4. We'll call it 4. 3rd and 6 for the Indians. John, we want to mention our Friday Night Bulldog sponsors again, as we appreciate their support of Wagoner football and Wagoner athletics in general. And we'll come back to that after this 3rd and 6 for the Indians. Quarterback looking left, going deep, and the receiver tried to make the adjustment, but Swanson was there in the coverage.
Yeah, a little hand-to-hand contact there as the ball was floating up in there in the air. Number 3, Swanson there on the coverage, had him covered up, and that'll bring up another 4th down for the Indians as their punters got quite the workout tonight.
Our corporate sponsors for Friday Night Bulldogs, as the punter for the Indians stands at his 21. He'll punt it away to Decaden Ford, number 2. Clean snap. Punt is away. It's going to take a bounce at the Bulldog 47 and rolls inside to just right out beyond the 35-yard line. Our corporate sponsors for Friday Night Bulldogs: Advanced Orthopedics, Cherokee Personnel, Prestige Plumbing, Good Neighbor Realty, Row Insurance, Richard Gray, Kevin Grover GMC, the Moore Lancaster Agency, Bank First, Apex Title and Closing, and Beth Johnson of Good Neighbor Realty. We're in the third quarter here with 5 minutes and 38 seconds left. And John, the scoreboard still says second quarter, and the scoreboard operator better change that in a hurry. He may get fired.
Yeah, we're definitely in the third quarter. There's McHenry. We've got some new numbers here on defense. Did I say defense? I'm sorry. New numbers here in on offense for the Bulldogs. I'll try to get those to you in just 2 minutes. So that's an 8-yard pickup by McHenry as he took it over to the near side of the field for a pickup of 8.
Second and 2, they need to get to the 45. That's Tayshawn Williams running strong into Catoosa territory. He'll get first down yardage more as the tackle made at the Catoosa 48. Our elite sponsors for Friday Night Football: Shipman Funeral Home, Armstrong Bank, Spire Health, Harvest Bank, Blue Sky Bank, Smoking Sisters on Dewey, Meats and More, Wagner County Abstract, Al Drug, Bonnie's Flowers, and Smoking Sisters on Main. We want to thank all of our Friday Night Bulldog sponsors as we look at a 1st and 10, and McHenry hits his man, number 24 for the Bulldogs. And now we're seeing those new numbers out on the field, John. 24 is Jonah Smith.
Nice move by Mr. Smith. I call that a
down after a
danger. Shoulders fade.
There you go. He picked up 8 on the play to the 41, 2nd and 2. Jonah Smith, the younger brother of Javon Smith, who we called his name tonight, working into the starting lineup. I believe at nose guard is what we determined.
That's right, number 25.
Yep.
Hand off number 22 on the right side. He's got a little hole, and he's met in there, but that is after he picks up the first down.
22 is Zion Corey, John.
Okay. Good to get him in there.
Picked by number 11, Tanner Tate.
Get some touches on the ball. Pick up some positive yardage. Keeps the chains moving. Bulldog backups moving the ball here. 3 minutes and about 25 seconds left in the third quarter.
1st and 10.
They didn't reset the play clock, so we have plenty of time.
McHenry gets Williams. Williams shook 2 tacklers, couldn't get the third.
Run by number 21.
He's inside 35 to the 33-yard line.
Brought down after a gain of 3 on the play by number.
Again, that is no mistake on your scoreboard at home. Wagner 53, Catoosa 7. We're still in the third quarter, and here at the scoreboard at Frank McNabb Field, it still says 2nd, and somebody needs to slip that guy a note.
Nope. Okay, play clock's going here. There's McHenry on the keeper on the left side.
Run by number 1, Stalin Henry.
He's going to pick up 3 to the 30.
Brought down by number 33, Devin Johnson to the Indians.
As the game clock gets to 2 minutes. And, John, usually when the score is this out of hand, especially at halftime, the coaches sometimes get together and decide that, whether it be a running clock or not. Either they did get together and didn't decide that, or they never got together. Either way, it wasn't decided. So the time has been stopped as it has, as it would be at the beginning of the game. McHenry, I think that was a little bit of miscommunication there to Corey. Corey thought he was going to take it. McHenry thought he was going to pull it out.
Out of bounds by number 10, Braxton Green.
Yeah, sometimes you don't get as many reps in on offense during practice with the twos, the 2s, the 3s, so you not maybe so clear on your task or exactly your job, what you're supposed to do there. So it'll bring up 4th and about 10, let's just call it 11 for the Bulldogs. So we'll line up in Indian territory and go for it. So 1 minute and 2 seconds left in the third quarter.
McHenry from the shotgun, looking downfield, and that is overthrown. Elijah Love, the intended receiver. So the Catoosa defense holds, give their offense
down and
1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line. Mr. Gaves looks like he's going to call it a night or call it a morning.
Yeah.
He said it's about 7 hours is what they're ahead. And talking about the huge score. And, yeah, we were wondering when Neil King asked this in the first half of what the highest score of a half was. And 53's got to be up there.
It's probably a top 10 for sure. That would be in David Letterman's top 10 list.
Great Scott Fireworks logging on, saying the Bulldogs are the greatest Rick Montgomery, that is number 1. That's Stylen McHenry. He is the second team quarterback. Also comes out on extra points. And also lines up at receivers sometimes.
Right. Yeah, he's tall. I think he's 6'3".
I think they got a 6'5", 6'4".
6'4".
6'4". Mr. Charbonneau, who a great spot for supports, decided to call it a night. About a drive or two ago. 2nd and 6 from the 40.
Big hole up the middle for Katusa,
And he's
on
the Jets. Finally ran down by Love.
Devin Johnson.
Elijah Love runs him down. And good play by the second teamers for the Indians.
The Bulldogs
gave the home crowd a little something to clap and cheer about as the time expires in the third quarter. With Katusa, as they were heading to the south, refs will take the ball back down to the north end of the field, spotted on about the Bulldog 33-yard line, I'm sorry.
The Athletics would like to
to the fourth quarter. Bulldogs.
Get your 4s up.
4s are up and horns are down.
The 53-7 score with the whole quarter still left. A little bit more of that sports trivia.
Yeah, we can go trivia.
As we do last year, this year, and even going back to 2009 for those that are new to Friday Night Bulldogs. This will be the 16th season that Friday Night Bulldogs, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, has been brought to your homes at home. 2009 was our first season, and we ended in the quarterfinals, I believe, against OC Douglas.
Okay.
They came to Wagoner in the second round, and I believe that score was 13-7, something like that. And that was the very first season of Friday Night Bulldogs. So, as I was saying, we typically get off the beaten path when the score gets this way. And although we try to stay engaged, we usually can last till about the third quarter, but we had a tough time staying up with the second quarter. As it was 53-7 second quarter.
Second quarter, right. Yeah, we haven't scored in this half. No score in the third quarter. As Katusa's got the ball on the Bulldog 23 and looking to make something happen. That's number 25. He's had a good night. He's playing nose guard.
Javon Smith.
Run by number 33, Devin Johnson.
Every time I see him, sophomore now, but came through the middle school and
brought down at the Bulldog 15.
He was Boopy Miles to me, and I'll just leave that inside joke between us and his Uncle Mike, and Mike may be logged on tonight as well. Mike Miles, a former student of mine back in the early 2000s.
Well, you got him a linebacker now, so he's versatile, Mr. Versatility. There is he again, another tackle.
He just shoved that lead blocker to the side like he was a bag of potatoes.
Force.
And then tackled the runner in the backfield.
Run up the middle by number 33, Devin Johnson.
Yeah, I love it when you're versatile. I mean, you can play position because you never know when a man goes down where you have to fill in. That's an awesome skill,
to the Indians,
talent to have. When you can play more than just one position, it makes your team better. It makes you better.
We're near the 10-minute mark of the fourth quarter with a 4th and 2 for the Indians. And
that's not enough.
No, even if they call it complete, it's not enough. Going to be not close enough for a measurement as the Bulldog offense comes back onto the field. I want to shout out to Mike and Michelle Cobb watching Friday Night Bulldogs from home, and he reminded me of the Carry On sisters. I knew that they were twins, and the H Carry On was not Heather, but it was Holly. So appreciate you guys logging on tonight. And everyone who has come in, whether you've been with us from the opening kickoff or you're just now tuning in, thanks for logging on and seeing your Bulldogs with the game well in hand. Clock running at 9:30.
Down to 3 on the play, number 3. We have second down in the both.
So let's see what. Number 1, as McHenry. The
Still going. Still going. Gavin, is that Gavin Miller?
I believe I think that's number 29. I think that's Smith, Blake Smith, possibly. He's been getting some. Number 29, Blake Smith.
I think he carried 4 players.
So speaking of 29, let's go back to a little bit of sports trivia. How about the most famous 29?
Oh, nothing pops in my head that quick.
And I think
I'll try.
Maybe I'm thinking of when I first thought 29, maybe it was 26 that I was thinking of. Is that
number 6?
DJ Pierce.
Yep. Play to number 5, Bobby Henderson.
Oh, Bobby Henderson. Okay, number 5, Bobby Henderson checking in.
Oh, my bad.
So
5 looked like a 6.
Let's see. 4, 5, 6. No, I think it's 29. He may not be the most famous 29, but the 29 that pops into mind. Wasn't that Peterson?
28.
28. Yeah, sorry. I was like, I was missing just one little curl.
There he goes again. Look at him. Look at him go.
Blake Smith running hard.
Running really hard. That's impressive.
29.
Yeah, he doesn't look that big, but man, strong, tough. Yeah, yards after carry here. He's racked up.
Coach DJ, of
20
course.
yards after carry.
Sorry to cut you off there, John. Of course. What was I thinking? Coach DJ, Eric Dickerson.
Oh, Eric
absolutely.
Dickerson. SMU.
Absolutely.
The Pony Express.
Yes. Los Angeles Rams, and that was back when my Cowboys, I believe in the early 80s, were put out in the wild card round, which obviously is not real surprising.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens. Now, the ball's on the ground. Katusa has recovered.
Run by number 1.
But I believe it was in the wild card round, maybe a divisional round, and this would have been 84, 85, and the Cowboys just couldn't stop Dickerson.
Right.
So...
Well, unfortunately there, Jeremy, for the Bulldogs, Dylan McHenry was carrying the ball. It popped out, and Katusa has recovered on, looks like the Bulldog 49 is where they're going to spot it.
Okay, we've got the lights going on for another turnover here, so I like it. 1st and 10 for the Indians at the 49-yard line. Clock is stopped at 7:11, so we're gonna take this one to the bitter end. And let me give a shout out to my father-in-law watching from Dallas, Texas tonight, Charlie Burns. Big D. And they will not be at the game. Probably down there visiting his sister Janet and husband Denny. Teresa Potts family, along with Jake Potts. Been watching from the Candy Depot and Wagoner, America, and that's Elijah Love in the backfield for the Bulldogs making that tackle.
Number 5, Brogan O'Neill.
It's good to see some of the Bulldogs on the second and third squads here, making some nice plays on defense and offense. Impressive. This looks good for us in the future. I mean, got to be deep in case something goes down, player gets hurt, or as you work towards the years after. It's good to have depth.
Absolutely.
And talent.
A loss of 3, 2nd and 13. Here's the pitch out to the running back, and he is smacked right at the
number
midfield.
29.
Okay, Blake Smith.
He's physical. Physical. Football player. That's what you call a football player.
Yes,
it's
sir.
a nose for the ball.
Brought down by number 28.
No, that's 29.
Oh, okay.
28, sorry.
Be third down and
28. We're getting decided. Yep.
Yeah.
Andrew Rathsack.
Just one number off calls. It was
The 9s and 8s.
6 and 8s and 9s.
Well, as I was mentioning Peterson, 28, not 29. So about a 3rd and 10.
That one's thrown deep to the corner and not caught by number 12.
24 on the coverage for the Bulldogs, Jonah Smith. And maybe, let's see, a 24. Now, I'm a big, at least 80s and 90s Cowboy fan. I guess I'm still a fan now, but they just frustrate me now. But looking at 24, if you're a Cowboy fan from back then, and maybe Coach DJ, as he's mentioned a couple players from that era, if you're a Cowboy fan, 24 was Everson Walls. Also, now, a little bit earlier in that, the Super Bowl years, it was Larry Brown. Larry Brown had a couple of picks in Super Bowl, 28, 30, something like that. And to seal the deal for the Cowboys and the Steelers back in either the 92 Super Bowl, 93 Super Bowl, something like that. So I apologize for anyone who is not a Cowboy fan. And even though you may know those names, you probably still aren't very excited to hear about them. But I don't think we've mentioned a 12 out there. But how about I know the one that pops into mind immediately, a number 12, the most famous number 12. Yeah, I'll let the chat room debate that if there is a debate. As number 34, how about 34, Garen Arnold, which in this time as well I think we mentioned him back when we were playing Bristow,
right,
running hard, and there he is. So let's forget about number 12 because Arnold just carried. He's wearing number 34. How about the most famous 34 in all of sports? Now, the one that pops in my mind immediately is from football, but there might be another 34 out there. You guys can debate that, and we'll let you come up with some famous 34s as the Bulldogs continue to gain yardage. John, they may be getting close to. Could they be getting close to 500 offensive yards?
Brought down to number 4, Coleman.
400 for sure.
Yeah,
it's possible.
Down in 10
it's possible. We've covered a lot of grass tonight. When you score 53 points, yeah, you do have positive yardage in the hundreds.
Coach DJ, I see that. The one that popped in my mind first was your second guess, but that first guess too.
Nice hole up the middle.
That's
34.
A big number as well. That's Garen Arnold.
Yeah, we've got some promising looking talent here for the Bulldogs.
Garen Arnold.
John, I'm going to give you a hint. Coach DJ, his first guess,
49,
it was a really good
33.
one. The first one that popped in my mind. But I'll give you a guess, and it has something to do with the other team in Texas. Think 80s.
I'm thinking of what
number 34. We're
34.
Going 34.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. He had big thighs.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I believe, wasn't he the running back for the University of Texas?
That is, yep.
So, that, again, wasn't my first guess, but man.
For UT and Houston.
Yep. And that's none other than Earl Campbell. And I'm just a young tot when he was running the ball, but I do remember how difficult it was to bring him down.
Yeah, they talked about him having tree trunks for thighs. That's how large his legs were. So he was able to have speed and power and run over people, run through people. Hard to take down. Earl Campbell.
Here's Elijah Love for the Bulldogs as we near 2.5 minutes left. I always see that replay of Earl Campbell running, and they literally ripped his jersey off, and he's still running.
Yep.
The first one that popped in my mind, I don't know if you can get any more famous than Sweetness himself.
Oh, Walter Payton.
Yeah.
Walter Payton.
Although Coach DJ did bring up, and that one's the first one that came to my mind, is his second guess, Bo Jackson.
Bo knows.
So as we think through the 34s.
Walter Payton, amazing.
Amazing. Number 22.
Yeah, amazing man. A lot of his workouts, he actually ran up hills. That was his thing. It's like he ran up and down hills, and he felt like he never had a good workout unless he threw up.
Okay.
Like that's how he considered his workouts. Like, if he didn't get sick and puke, I'm sorry, folks, but if you're eating, I'm sorry. But yeah, it was that was how he gauged his workouts, and ran up hills.
McHenry connects
He
with
could
Love.
go.
And
there's a first score in the second half.
Number 13, Elijah Love. Him and McHenry have been hooking up the last 2 or 3 plays with the passes and catches. That was a little curl route that we saw the Indians go for a touchdown. Elijah Love with his own version of it.
Yeah, got the ball on the inside and then hooked it back around to the sidelines and took it to the house, to the north end zone. That puts 59 points up on the board for the Bulldogs as we try to get our 11th man in there.
Is this going to be
10th.
Renner?
Here comes our 11th.
And I think this is going to be Renner on this extra point.
Lefty.
Yeah.
Coming from the left
All
side.
right.
Southpaw. Southpaw kicker. He got it. No, dinger.
Caught the right upright. Number 11, Seth Renner, put the extra point attempt. So the score will remain Wagoner Bulldogs 59, the Catoosa Indians 7, and the scoreboard here has changed to the fourth quarter now.
That's right. So the worst 5 letters in the English vocabulary for a kicker is D-O-I-N-K.
or okay. Doink. Doing or doink.
Doink or doing.
Yep.
When it hits the post, it makes a pretty interesting sound when that ball hits the metal post.
Robert Pete, okay, bringing a little basketball into the equation with the number 34. John, you got a
basketball 34. Charles Barkley, round mound to rebound.
Ooh,
taller.
That's good.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Those are great guesses. This may be probably bigger than both of those physically.
Oh, taller. Lakers?
Yep.
Or Celtics?
Well, no, it was Lakers, but it was also the Magic.
Oh,
it was also
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
No, that's 33, I think. think about it. The Magic with Tim Hardaway. I think he played with Tim Hardaway.
Oh, Shaq.
Yep, there you go.
Shaquille O'Neal. DJ Shaq Diesel. Uh-oh. He's got a little return there. He's still on his feet.
Yeah. Breaking several tackles now.
Shaquille O'Neal, yeah. Jeez. If I stood next to him, I would look like a small dwarf. I used to consider myself pretty decent size, but gosh, he is a beast of a man. But we had a heart of gold. Heart of gold. Yep. He does things for people. He's bought engagement rings for couples in the jewelry store. He'll go to Walmart and buy a family some, bikes.
Yep.
I've seen him buy cars for people.
Yeah.
And he tells his kids, he says, that ain't your money, that's my money. So you're not, you want money, you go work. Right. So true parent there, not sharing his wealth with his kids.
No, that's a fumble in the backfield. And is that Love again?
Number 13.
He's had a very active second half. Elijah Love the touchdown. And the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 on the 39. We're going to catch up. Aiden and Donnie logging on. Couldn't be here tonight, but watching Bulldog football. Brent Lawson saying good job, Bulldogs. Annette Walker. And many of us are looking at this score. And it is correct.
We're down under a minute. We got 50 seconds left in the game, so we'll assume the victory formation as McHenry takes a snap, and probably one more snap, and that should do it.
Oh,
don't even have to take it.
Your final score here at Frank McNabb Field in Catoosa, Oklahoma. The Wagoner Bulldogs 59, the Catoosa Indians 7. We appreciate everyone logging on tonight. It's still 188 logged on. watching the Bulldogs
And that'll be
take
the end of the ball.
the victory knee as the team lines up at midfield to shake hands. We won't keep you long as we've gotten off the beaten path as we typically do when the score is out of hand. But the Bulldogs extend their undefeated season. I believe we're now at 6-0.
6-0
season.
Perfect in district play, perfect in season play. As we're getting down to the heart, we'll host Cushing next week at home. This will be on a Thursday night.
Yes.
This is fall break, so the OSSAA sometimes will let some of the high schools play on a Thursday night during fall break.
Thanks for mentioning
that,
that, John.
Cushing.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that. And
it'll be
Friday
night Bulldogs on a Thursday night.
Yep. We're going TNB next week. So mark your calendars. We'll be back, and we're at home for the Cushing against the Cushing Tigers, and a rematch of the last couple of years that have been a very, very close game. And we will be back at W.L. Odom Field in Wagoner, Oklahoma, Dale Condit Stadium, for that matchup on a Thursday. So pass the word around. Because of fall break, we'll be playing on a Thursday night. So it'll be Thursday night Bulldogs next Thursday, 7 o'clock. We'll get started with pregame 6:45. And we thank you for being with us tonight. That's going to do it for Garrett Haddock behind the camera. John Page by my side. I'm Jeremy Holmes saying good night and God bless America.